Welcome to Game 4 of the Great Southern Slam, Day 2. You're with the Philistine.
And Bricks.
And we've got a great bout coming up this afternoon. Steel City Derby Dolls against the Witches of East Vic.
We do, and I'm expecting a very, very fun bout. Wollongong has only had one game break, so they're pretty fresh. Pretty fresh.
Yep. Getting a little bit of dancing going on track with
the music from track 2.
You might not be able to hear it, but the Grease Megamix is playing.
Grease Megamix is always awesome.
Probably a good time to point out that our commentary desk is on a really interesting part of the track. It's on corner 1, which means that we don't generally see who is jamming until they pop out of the back.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We will do our best though. Hi everybody that's watching at home. We can see the chat, so feel free to ask us questions, say hi. We will do shout outs if we see them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
East Vic obviously in the purple and Wollongong Illawarra in the green.
In the green this bout. Last bout they were the purple.
It's Billy Goat Rough up against Kitty Killer.
Just tripping over that invisible stick that's on the track there.
And it's the Witches who get first lead jam of the day.
And is that Harry Spotter?
It is.
It is.
Harry Spotter's one of the most experienced refs in Australia. And word on the street is he's retiring
Yes,
tournament.
I did see that this is his last tournament, which is a shame. But, you know, everybody reaches the end of their derby career at some point.
That's right. 4 points to Billy Goat Rough. I just noticed that one of the refs is called Nobody Expects a Spanish Linguist.
Spanish Inquisition? Spanish Inquisition.
Oh, Spanish Inquisition. That
Yeah.
makes more sense, doesn't it? Than a Spanish linguist.
Well, that's just as funny.
Some great assisting there provided by the Witches, but she
Axe and hips.
is sent off track for either a multiplayer or a forearm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a multiplayer.
Axe and Hips is in a power jam. Very much slows her approach.
Yeah. Another Witches player sent to the bin. I'm not sure what that was for, unfortunately. But Axe and Hips bringing in 5 points for Wollongong.
No Love Ninja probably loves that because she was the only blocker out there for
Yeah,
East Vic.
it was a pretty empty-looking track. She did have her hands up saying, "What is going on?"
Two blockers to 3 in this jam with a power jam. To Steel City. Slight hold up on track.
It's an official timeout. I think the Majestic Dino is also figuring out what kind of timeout we have.
I think so.
Okay, there we go.
And the Steel City blockers choosing to stay back.
Oh, beautiful. Around the outside there.
Zigbee Stardust. Now joined by the Witches jammer,
Which is Dread Zeppelin.
and she calls it off just before she hits the back. Perhaps thought that the other jammer was a bit close behind.
Right now that looks like Kitty Killer for Steel City.
Oh, absolutely huge offense, but it must have been slightly in the wrong direction because she gets called for a direction of play penalty. Altered skates, second out of the pack. It's Kitty Killer, lead jammer.
And the bench communicating quite loudly, getting Kitty to call that off, grabbing the 4 points and keeping the Witches on 0.
Quite a bit of movement at the line as both skaters switch directions. And it's Axe and Hips out as lead jammer.
And we have Cupcake from East Vic.
That's sweet, isn't it?
I like it. Skaters everywhere.
If you haven't figured it out yet, this is a pretty slippery floor.
Yeah.
So
not as slippery as track 1, I've been told. This looks like ice. Track 3 and track 2, and I'm assuming 4 and 5 look similar.
So if you slip over, you go absolutely flying.
And into the danger zone.
That's right. And obviously it makes it much harder for the jammers to hold their feet.
What sort of
hard around the corner?
Because you've skated on this floor before.
I have.
What hardness would you have used?
On here, I'd use about a 92.
Yeah.
Yep, even an 88. Whereas, surprisingly, in the main stadium, track 1, I would actually use a 97.
Yeah, because it's quite porous, that floor.
That's
there,
right.
isn't it?
It looks slipperier, but it's not.
Just has that sheen to it. I can't get over the sheen.
Yep.
It's like, when you go through Bunnings and the floor's really slippery and you try and slide your shoes on
They've been buffing it.
It's like, yeah.
Yep. I mean, the funny thing about this area is that it's generally carpeted. So it normally has carpet squares. So it's not ideal coming into a tournament because they need to clean it so heavily to get the carpet residue off.
That actually explains all the carpet piles I've seen in the other rooms on site here.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the Adelaide Showgrounds is an extremely versatile venue.
Yeah.
One of the few places in Australia where you could get 5 trucks going at once.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, yeah, really, really impressive venue and ideal for the Great Southern Slam.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's cool if you don't bring the right wheels because they've actually got they've got a very big range of wheels to buy here. So, they're catering for everybody.
That's right. Rydell Skates being one of the main sponsors of the Great Southern Slam. They've got an extremely large table in the Bout Village.
They do.
But lots of other skate companies as well.
Yeah, I know. I've visited the stalls and got some things. Who do we have? 68, which is Dread Zeppelin.
For the Witches of East Vic. As the Wollongong jammer gets sent off for a penalty, which means that it's a Witches power jam. Shrugs off the last. Shrugs it off a little bit too hard.
That was a back block. That was a back block, unfortunately.
On Binder Hellenbach. as Ziggy Stardust gets through again. There'll be no lead jammer for the rest of the jam.
No,
so
this is a 2-minute jam.
A little bit of bowling ball action happening on the other straight.
A bit of pinballing.
She holds her hands up and says, "It's not me knocking these girls out
Not
of the way."
me this time.
Awesome blocking there by...
Great. And the Wollongong skater Viciousness, she really does live up to that name.
She does.
Yeah. Ziggy picking up 4 points, I think, on that pass.
Raven Waller was doing some damage to the tripod up there for East Vic. As the pack comes to a bit of a standstill in preparation.
Pinballing through that Wollongong pack. Ziggy picking up another 4 points.
Oh, lovely footwork there by Dred Zeppelin. And the Witches really came out on top there. 8 minutes in. Steel City Derby Dolls, 29 points to 18 points to the Witches of East Vic.
Still very, very early.
We've seen some bouts this weekend where teams have got out to 70 points in front and either just won or just lost.
Yes.
So
there was, I think it was Sydney and
Adelaide,
yeah, over on track 1, I think, maybe, or maybe there was one here too. There was one, it came down to 2 points,
yeah,
and it was the last jam.
That's right.
Some exciting derby.
Very. Cinderella sent to the penalty box.
Another enjoyable name.
Definitely.
Much like yours.
I was very conscious when choosing my derby name that I knew I was going to get called my derby name and not
forever.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I decided to keep it as similar as possible to my real name.
Okay.
Which is Philippa.
Ah. No, see, my derby name is completely different to my real name.
Clearly it's not. It was nothing to do with bricks.
It's not Belinda or anything like that. It's my real name is Kim.
Oh, Kim, there we go.
Yeah.
See, some of my best derby mates are Grimy Knickers and Pistola Belt Balboa, and they get called Grimy and Pissy.
That's
which,
lovely.
You know, they've both retired now,
yeah,
but
yeah.
this is the name that'll stick with them forever.
Yep, that's right. You could be off the track for 10 years and you'll still be getting called the same name.
That's right.
We do have, I do believe it's Axe and Hips.
That's right, up against Alfred Skates, Altered Skates rather.
Ooh, just holding on to that one. Was it Haunted Skates?
Altered Skates.
Altered Skates. Ah, yes. I get the reference now. Grabbing 4 points.
Harry Spotter signalling that she's the lead jammer. Great jammer block on the blocker.
Yeah, Viciousness.
But doesn't quite yield enough to the blocker that hit her out. So she is off to the sin bin.
She is off to have a think.
Viciousness.
Some great blocking from Viciousness over this weekend.
Fantastic booty blocking.
Axe and Hips grabbing another 5 points for Wollongong.
Pack takes this time to have a bit of a rest. Fantastic hit out there by Dred Zeppelin.
And she's cycling Axe and Hips back a fair way.
Ooh. Executioner is really laying a lot of blocks on.
She is bony.
Yeah, she is.
She is.
Yep.
Fun fact, she used to skate for Mackay, so I've copped quite a few bruises from Executioner.
The Boney girls really hurt a lot.
Oh, and they hit with a fair bit of pace on.
They do, yep, absolutely. And she was doing exactly what her team would want.
Yep.
She wasn't waiting for the jammer to come around to start laying into the other blockers.
Not at all.
She was trying to
She was already doing that defense, offense.
That's right.
She's thinking ahead. I think this is an official review to Steel City.
Yes.
Not really sure why. We may get somebody come over and tell us.
The refs have been really great this tournament in letting the commentary team
They have.
know what's going on.
Yeah.
So don't let me down, guys. What's been your favourite bout this weekend, Bricks?
There's been a couple. Actually, the Sydney one I commentated over on track 1 was very, very good, very exciting. And that was a live stream, so that was heaps of fun. I think, the one just before on track 2 was quite good. And that was NBR with Southside.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really good.
Yep.
Bit of a score differential, but, the scores that we're seeing this weekend, it really doesn't indicate how hard it is on the track.
That's exactly right.
I know I keep saying it, but I can't stress it enough just how tough this sport is.
Yeah. Yep.
And there wasn't any injuries, thank goodness,
Yeah.
on that one. There has been a few.
Thank you. Wollongong are contesting a lack of a high block on a purple skater.
Yep.
Be very interesting to see what turns out. No call stands.
Oh,
If
so they've lost that challenge.
They have. They each team gets one official review per half,
Yes.
and if you lose it, you
That's
lose
it. That's done.
And realistically, the percentage of calls that get overturned are pretty rare.
Yeah, it's very rare. I've only seen a couple.
Oh, great inside line.
Oh, who is that?
Hot
That
by
is
lead.
Lexa.
Lexa getting lead.
And Axon Hips, I believe that is for Steel City.
As the East Vic skaters line up at the back of the pack.
My mistake, that's Ziggy Starbuster.
Healthy little block by Mac Dower. And another block out of play, out of bounds rather, by Cinderella. Hard for Ziggy to get through. She is in a power jam.
Yeah, there's just, at the moment, no opportunity to get through.
Fantastic effort by the East Vic skaters to pretty much shut down that 30 seconds.
Oh, I do. Oh.
Cinderella, the last skater to get by.
Ziggy just came up against Cinderella and was a little bit matrixy.
It was. She had to think about calling it off,
Yeah.
then realised she wasn't actually lead.
No. It's a 2-minute jam.
And Lexa is back in the penalty box because
Ooh.
she cut as soon as she came back on track.
Really? Just perhaps focused too much on what was happening on the track.
I think so.
It's unfortunate.
Executioner gave the blocker a little bit of a tap as she went through.
Yep. I think it's Nata Ninetails back on the track now.
The pivot.
Yes.
And that's 13 points to the Steel City Derby Dolls, bringing their score up to 55 against 34 for the Witches of East Vic.
Still very close. That's, one or two good jams.
That's right. This is Division 3 for the Great
Division
Southern
3.
Slam.
Yep. I like that there's 3 divisions.
Yeah.
It gives everybody an opportunity to skate here.
That's right. I mean, one of the things we've really seen in Australian roller derby over the last couple of years is the top 6 or 8 teams in the country really, really stretching out beyond the next group.
Yeah, yeah.
Those teams who focus on international travel and rankings and, you know, they really focus on their A teams.
Yep.
Have managed to push a lot further ahead, which is great for them in terms of progression, but not great for
Derby as a whole.
For Derby as a whole.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a really smart decision by the TGSS Ops Committee to split the divisions into 3 this year.
Yeah. I just really enjoy the fact that everybody's getting an opportunity to, you know, come to the biggest roller derby tournament in the world.
That's right.
And have a crack, really.
That's right.
We have got a comment from Kat Neal. Steel skate dominate.
Steel skate dominate. At the moment, it's Lexa from East Vic who
dominating this jam.
Who has lead jammer. She's coming around for her second scoring pass. Decided not to call that first one off, and it has paid off for her as the Steel City jammer gets recycled and they lose another blocker.
Yeah.
Just
so now we've got one blocker.
And there's not much you can do in that scenario.
There's not. You know, looks like Viciousness has been sent back to track.
Lexa racking up the points. Great work there by the East Vic blocker to block out Kitty Killer.
Viciousness has been sent back to the penalty bin now, as it was full. So she was sent back to track.
A huge jam, already 19 points.
Wow.
For the Witches.
Lexa
And
with that space in front of her.
Kitty Killer sent to the penalty box again. So this is another power jam.
Another power jam.
With 20 seconds to play.
We might be looking at a 30, 40-point jam.
Sensational work. She could still get around for another scoring pass.
She could. That was 5 points, bringing her up to 29 for this jam. Oh.
Doesn't even touch the sides.
No.
And that is an absolutely massive jam. 34
points.
That has doubled their score.
That has. Look at it. And look, they've actually gotten ahead now. So scores now. Witches of East Vic, 68. Steel City on 57.
And that is how easy it is to...
1 or 2 good jams.
Yep. To switch out these leads.
I knew this one was going to be close.
Bit of a penalty spiral for the Steel City skaters.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes when it rains, it pours.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody up at the pivot line. And moving back.
So it's another power jam to the Witches of East Vic, but Kitty Killer is standing, so she'll have less than 10 seconds. As Steel City skaters muscle to the front, trying to speed up that pack. Kitty Killer's doing some nice juking and weaving.
She is.
She is off.
Dred Zeppelin, I was going to say, was juking a little bit. Must have just pulled a cart.
And Steel City almost have a full pack again, which is great to see.
Kitty Killer getting 5 points on the board for Steel City.
Dred back on track again. Gives the skaters a nice little bump.
And called, I think that Dred might have gotten, no points.
And 5 to Kitty Killer.
Scores 68 for East Vic and 67 for Steel City.
Oh, straight up the inside line.
Altered skates.
Axe and Hips makes her way out of the pack as well.
Yeah, Executioner headed off for a little bit of time in the think tank.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what for. Again, we are kind of watching everything.
Axe and Hips, rather.
That's it.
Hits pretty hard, but she stepped out of bounds and tried to come in front of the blocker in front of her, so
Yeah.
she's off to the penalty box
Yeah.
as well. That's one part of the track that we've got a great view of.
Yeah, that's right.
Straight down that
Turn
line.
1. Yeah.
So Altered Skates is looking to capitalise on this power jam. There's been lots of those so far this bout, and she gets through on the inside line around Cinderella.
Altered getting the full 5 points there for the Witches. And looks like a power jam again. Bit of a switch up.
They're just taking turns, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much. Axe and Hips getting through, grabbing, what have we got there? 5 points.
Executioner playing a sister again. And Viciousness tries to do a little bit of a clear, but it doesn't quite work.
No, not this time.
But some good recycling happening. Oh, our Altered Skates goes for...
A bit of a rest on the floor.
Yeah.
It was a very nice hit. There's 1 point on that pass.
Looks like she was going for a jump over that apex.
Yeah.
Didn't quite pay off.
You're a former jammer.
Yeah.
Was that one of your signature moves?
It wasn't. I rarely
I have been
jump the
told
apex.
today by one of the other commentators that you were pretty ace.
I did all right.
And that's not Queensland talk, so I'm assuming that means pretty good.
I did all right. But I was a pretty low risk jammer. I got very, very few penalties.
Yeah.
But
It's a clean skater.
Clean skater.
Yeah.
But I didn't go for those
Super
specky
risky.
high risk
Yep.
ones.
Did you do a lot of blocking, or was it mainly?
No, I blocked a lot as well, and
Yeah.
I blocked in my home team.
Yeah.
But when I was playing for the Adelaides, I was typically a jammer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's another
There
power
is.
jam.
There is. I think it was potentially a hit on Ace and Hips while we were discussing skating.
My previous jamming.
Yeah. I did hear the crowd sort of, ooh.
There has been a lot of jammer penalties.
There has.
And we still have 10 minutes to play in this first half.
Can I just say this game seems to be going really fast.
Ziggy Stardust isn't quite sure what to do. Little slow to get up there.
Yeah.
Lexa, meanwhile, comes off the penalty box pretty hot, and she gets past the last Steel City skater.
Yeah. Executioner back on the track. We've got Lexa still racking up the points. Considering this jam has been a little bit penalty heavy.
Yeah. Ziggy has made her way through, which is good to see.
Yeah.
Still city skaters.
The pack has got a little bit of pace on it.
Executioner takes a tumble, nearly
Don't know how she
takes
kept
down
her fingers
Lexa.
with that one.
Yeah. And Lexa gets another 4.
Yeah. That was 13 points.
A fair effort, given that she had a penalty.
Spent a fair bit of time in the bin, yeah. Steel City pulling in 2 points in that jam also.
And there's a timeout for Wollongong Illawarra.
Yes. Benchy's like, come on, everybody.
Yeah.
We've got some fabulous refs and NSOs out there. You and I both know we wouldn't have a game without them.
Yep, that's right.
So we treat them nice. We buy them things. We say thank you a lot.
We feed them.
We do feed
water them.
Yes, because so they can grow. No, we definitely wouldn't have a game without them. And there's a lot of people putting in a lot of hours this weekend.
Yep, and they work really, really hard.
They do.
Most of the refs and NSOs will do 5 games on per day.
Yep.
Which is not only taxing on the body, it's taxing on the voice.
Yeah. Which you would know.
I would know about that. And it's taxing mentally.
Oh.
To stay that switched on and concentrate
all day.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic effort.
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 purple blockers on the track. Ra is pumping her fist there, going, you know what, I'll be okay.
Is that Dread Zeppelin jamming?
I believe so.
And Kitty Killer.
Not sure what the refs are passing on to the blockers. Oh, they're saying...
Oh, no, yes.
Scarlet Letter. Sorry, but you're in the bin.
You're in the bin. Interesting.
I've absolutely no idea what that one's for.
No, I'm quite happy to say I don't either.
But this jam is about to get underway.
A little bit of a slow start to that jam.
Great job by the East Vic blockers to hold up Kitty Killer.
Yeah, and getting past Viciousness too.
Absolutely.
Almost took a tumble on the outside after her hit, but no, held on to it.
Dread Zeppelin is lead jammer. Ooh, spins out on the corner, but calls off.
Called off and no points, although a nice apex jump from Kitty Killer.
Kitty Killer thought she might have got a couple of points.
Argued for a moment and then went, no, it's fine.
And okay, fair enough.
That's one thing actually I noticed Kitty Killer does. She'll do her round and then point her hand out to the ref and say, this is how many points I got.
Just to try and sway them.
Yeah. There's no rules against that.
Oh, who is this jamming? This is a jammer
This
we
is a
haven't
new
seen
jammer.
much.
This is Billy Goat Ruff.
Takes the outside line.
Oh, took out 2 players.
Fantastic hits. Very, very, very fair hits from where we were sitting.
Yeah.
And impressive to take 2 out at once.
Yeah, absolutely. Came in with a lot of heat.
And she's now in a power jam because Axe and Hips has been sent to the penalty box.
Yep.
Skips through on the inside
And
for
just
a grand
took out another
slam.
skater. I think that might be another benchy.
Could be.
For East Vic. Very happy. And giving the signal of power jam.
He's saying go for it. The Witches going in for a bit of assisting, and that
Nice
was
O.
an absolutely fantastic
That was textbook
sweep
O.
by Nata Nine Tails. Steel City Jammers back on the track, but Axe and Hips is going nowhere. That looked like a cut to me, but Possibly not.
Again, not our angle.
Not our
our
angle.
best angle.
This has been an excellent jam by
Yeah,
Billy Goat Ruff.
absolutely.
She's already
Coming
got
out of nowhere.
She's already got 27 points. And she might just lap axe and hips if she puts on the burners. Still plenty of time to get another scoring pass. Axe and hips goes the outside line and gets past.
To get 5 points in that pass. Billy Goat Ruff.
She's
packing on the points
for that last one, but not quite.
No, it's still 32 though. Nothing to sniff at.
Outstanding jam.
Yeah.
So with 4 minutes 44, it's been a very high-scoring game. 92 points to Steel City Derby Dolls and 132 to the Witches of East Vic. And another timeout.
I think this one is an official timeout.
The NSOs just comparing clipboards.
Yeah, just making sure everything is matching up.
Obviously, along with our 6 skating refs, or 8 skating refs if you're lucky, there is a hell of a lot of NSOs.
Yeah.
Who make sure that these games can go ahead as...
Yeah, and you do need as many refs as possible in your crew, also to keep all eyes on the track.
That's right. Oh, that is another jammer penalty to Dread Zeppelin. She tried to muscle her way through and got called for a multiplayer. When she tried to take a whip off her own blocker.
Yeah. And was impeding another player by the sounds of it.
It's not that common that jammers get multiplayers.
No, actually, they mention it now. I did actually see one in the other bout that I just came from.
Typically, the blockers trying to impede the jammers, but...
Not the other way around.
So Ziggy Stardust is still looking to get through. She's got 2 to get past, and she is now lead jammer. Dread, though, doesn't even touch the sides, comes off the track.
We might see a call-off. Yeah.
As Raven just gets out of the box for the next jam.
Oh, we still don't have a full track. We've just got 1 left in the penalty box.
There haven't been many jams today that have started with full packs.
No. But it is day 2. Everyone's getting a little tired.
Yep. And if you've played this morning, it's hard to stay clean.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic effort there by Cupcake.
Yeah.
Oh, and even better by Viciousness.
Viciousness was just turning her head just in case it was a penalty. She didn't get one, though.
Give each other a little block, and off they go.
That's right. Cupcake does have herself a power jam. Nothing but net.
Sensational on the inside. As Axe and Hips get sent to the penalty box. Executioner tries to stop Cupcake, but she isn't successful. And Kitty Killer uses Executioner to get through that pack. That was really well done. Swing and a miss?
Yeah, a little bit. Cupcake picking up 14 points in that jam.
What I actually really like seeing in Division 3 is because a lot of the teams haven't been playing for as long, they're not necessarily as experienced.
Yep.
There's a lot of blocker jammer combos.
Yeah.
So they both block and jam. Whereas in the higher divisions, most skaters have their role.
Yeah.
But it really makes for a more interesting game.
I think so. It really mixes it up and gives, like you say, the less experienced leagues, to try a bit of everything.
That's right. Sensational hit there by Viciousness.
Altered Skates just saying hi to the Danger Zone.
And being able to train as a blocker and a jammer
Yeah.
absolutely makes you a better player.
Oh, absolutely. And you can never have enough basics training.
That's right. Cool off there by Altered Skates.
The Executioner just saying hi to the East Vic benchies on the other side of the track.
There will be one more jam in this half. I'm really enjoying watching Executioner. She loves a little bit of argy-bargy.
She does. She's very cheeky at times too.
But it's Lexa.
It's all, yeah. Lexa is doing an amazing job jamming for East Vic.
Kitty Killer, one skater to get past. Lexa pushes her own blocker out of the way. And Cat of Nine Tails doesn't quite connect, so she's through for another scoring pass.
Yeah. If you don't get out of the way of your jammer, you just kind of cop it.
Absolutely. And that, ladies and gents, is half-time.
That is half-time.
With the Witches of East Vic bringing up 150 points to Steel City Derby Dolls on 96.
Still pretty close. We will talk to you again soon.
And we are back with 48 seconds till the second half in this bout. We've got the Witches of East Vic from Dandenong.
Yeah. Oh, is that where they're from? Okay.
Yeah. Up against the Wollongong Illawarra Steel City Derby Dolls. So far, it's been a fantastic bout. Witches of East Vic up by a little over 50 points, but
yeah, it's still pretty evenly matched, I've found.
Yep. Yep, definitely. So we've got Kitty Killer up against Billy Goat Rough for this first jam.
And she put on a bit of a
performance.
Of a show, yeah.
Yep, really got a huge jam towards the end of that first half.
Very unexpected too, because, you know, and again, just popping through.
As Kitty Killer gets recycled all the way to the back of the pack. And again. Very tidy blocking by Cat of Nine Tails.
Great O from Cinderella. She just took Viciousness out of the play completely.
Cat of Nine Tails sets up for an assist on the outside. But Billy Goat Rough calls it off.
When, I don't know if you saw it, but when Viciousness hit the deck, she sort of looked up and was like,
not bad.
A bit of a laugh. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I'll pay that one.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things about roller derby. It is a full contact sport, but it is genuinely one of those sports where the majority of the time, if you get flattened,
you give high five, mate.
You congratulate that person afterwards.
Yep, that's right.
Ooh, some fantastic lateral movement there by Viciousness. Helping her jammer through as well.
She's one of the bigger skaters on the track. Very agile.
Extremely. Yep. But Altered Skates is round again.
Did get through.
About half a track behind.
Yeah. And bench communicating very loudly that they wanted wanted the call to happen.
It was axe and hips with a sweet little 4 points.
When you called off, were you a little tap tap, or were you like up and down chicken flap call?
I wasn't a chicken flapper. I would point and make eye contact at the ref before I did it, because I was quite a small call off.
You're like, but no, that's a really good idea, because your jam ref is your other person on the track.
Exactly. One of the best things a jammer can do when they exit the pack is make sure the jammer
eye contact with your jammer ref.
Jam ref is watching. This is Cupcake.
It is Cupcake. I've enjoyed watching her skate too. She's
me too.
A light jammer.
Up against
a little bit of hopping. Oh, that was her own skater.
Tumbles and calls it.
Yep.
0 points apiece. A lot of smiles on the track, which is great to see.
It's really good to see.
No Love Ninja and Cinderella at the front of the pack. Oh, that was an absolute bust through by Altered Skates. Fantastic job.
That was really good.
Oh,
Viciousness doing what she does.
She is vicious. She generally does it cleanly. Pushes her skater, her fellow blocker.
Has been sent to the bin though.
Kitty Killer pushes into the back of the East Vic blockers. Gets recycled. Great job. No Love Ninjas holding the pack. Kitty Killer being pulled all the way back again as Altered Skates comes around for another scoring pass.
I think we've got 3 points on the board there for Steel City. Right now we've got Viciousness playing with the jammer up the back.
Just playing.
Just playing. Is that Axe and Hips?
Axe and Hips.
Yep.
Up against Billy Goat Ruff. She didn't seem to be phased by that argy-bargy.
No, not at all. Actually,
But she's not passed yet.
no. I've been watching her face, and she's just very eyes on the prize.
Yeah. She's like, whatever.
Yep.
Great use of the body by Axe and Hips to bring up another 4 for
Yeah.
Steel City.
And keeping East Vic on 0 for that jam. Lexa on the line for East Vic.
A little bit of pivot panty throwing happening just before that starts.
Just making sure everybody has their panties.
And it's Kitty Killer again. She must be super fit because she's been jamming a lot in this game.
They did slow Lexa down enough so that Kitty got the lead.
Yep. Oh my God, that was amazing.
Did she take out 2?
That was bowling action.
It was. And did you see Viciousness put her hands up like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
And that was that clean? That was
It was clean.
A double blocker sweep.
I don't mean to sound surprised, but,
I know.
2
I
at
know.
once.
That is the best that a blocker can do. Sweep out.
Wow,
Two more blockers.
And use one to the other. Billy Goat Ruff straight through the outside there, just nothing stopping her. We do have the Wollongong's jammer in the bin also, so this is now a power jam.
Rose hip and shoulder. Not rose hip and shoulder. Axe and hips.
Axe and Hips.
Rose hip and shoulder's one of the Adelaide girls.
Oh, just all these similar names.
That's right. Axe and hips having a spin. Great block there by the Steel City blocker.
It was a very last-minute turn from Billy Goat Ruff also.
And that was Axe and hips.
That was Axe and Hips.
Cranky Crumpet was trying to throw her weight around a little bit. But Billy Goat Ruff is round for another Grand Slam.
Checking out the board as she skates past.
Cinderella pops Axe and hips out at the front of the pack to recycle her back as Billy Goat Ruff just racks up the points. That's 15 so far.
We do have just under 40 seconds left in this jam.
Jack Spite pops off to the penalty box and she says,
It was me.
"It was definitely me." And that is another jammer penalty to Axe and hips.
Was that a head? No. Was that an above? Oh, inside?
I'm not
100%. I did see
sure.
across the shoulders.
But Billy Goat Ruff says, "I'll take that."
Yes.
That's a huge jam.
It was.
27 points to the Witches of Eastwick, bringing their score up to 196 to 111
and
for the Steel City Derby
completely keeping Steel City at 0 for that jam.
Fantastic effort.
I don't think anybody realised that jam was happening then.
No. Sometimes it's hard to hear in the stadium because there's obviously
Yeah.
three other games going on in quite close proximity.
That's right, and the track right next to us has a live PA. We do not. We do not. So it is quite booming too at times.
It's a party in here.
Mm.
And sometimes it gets distracting.
It does.
Pack speeds up as a little bit of assistance comes in from Natta Ninetails.
Yeah, big extended pack there. Now all together.
Possibly too extended.
Yeah, I
as
thought
the get sent off.
Yeah, I thought there may have been a destruction. Sorry, I'll get my words.
And that's a back block that's gone to Jack's bite. And she's gone off to the penalty box for the second time in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Might need a bit of time for reflection.
I think so. Great star pass to Killer.
Both skaters
Killer.
off. And Viciousness is like, yeah, that was worth it. Viciousness off to the bin. Again, I'm not sure what for. We don't.
I think it might have been a low block.
It might have been. We don't have the greatest angle here, but Viciousness got up and was smiling.
The body language is so funny, though. The skaters that enter the penalty box being quite pleased with what they've done. They will lean back on the chairs, maybe hands behind their head, have a bit of a rest.
Like, I deserved it, but it was worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Whereas the ones that are really unsure, feel a bit guilty
They'll be
about
head
what
in
they've
their
done.
hands.
Yeah. Leaning forward.
With a little shameful. Yeah.
It's Billy Goat Ruff out for lead jammer again. One more for...
Is that Binder Hellenbach?
I think so.
Yes.
It is really getting a bit of curry from the purple blockers, but she's through. Billy Goat Ruff almost catching up. She decides to go around again.
And Viciousness is like, hello, I'm back.
But she skips through on the inside.
Yeah, that was a
line.
nice little skip.
Very hard to get past Viciousness.
Mm.
Oh, fantastic
just
block to
shown.
the inside. No Love Ninja's going to try and do a little bit of clearing on her way through that pack. Oh, there was a wobble. A wobble for
Wobble
Binder
and a cut.
Hellenbach. A wobble and a cut. And the Witches will start the next jam in another power jam.
Yeah, I think Billy Goat, although that was a power jam, I think she'd had enough.
Yes. Yep.
She was being hit many, many times by Viciousness.
And it is a
Official
ref.
timeout?
Yeah, I think so. Official timeout. Being called by our long-haired ref.
The lovely Dino, you mean?
The lovely
The
Dino.
lovely Dinatello with his majestic mane.
Just a Maniac comes over to have a bit of a chat.
I like that name.
He's a local ref. Has refed.
Maverick, yeah, he's refed plenty of games. Sorry, has he, Maniac?
Plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Mavericky, I think he's residing in Melbourne now, but was an up north ref.
Yes. So the good thing about Queensland Roller Derby is that you guys get to play each other a lot, don't you?
Where I am, not so much.
We're
regional, regional derby. Southern leagues, most definitely. You've got open season, which is like a season-long tournament, basically.
Yeah.
8-month-long tournament.
Wow.
But it's everybody plays everybody down there on a weekly basis, and our league has to travel at least 4 hours.
Yeah.
For a bout, so it can be a bit difficult. But you know what? That's why we're all so close knit up there.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to get this jam underway.
I imagine the bouts down here are quite regular also.
Look, they are, but we because Adelaide Roller Derby has been around for a number of years longer than the other two,
Yep.
there is a higher standard that is played against. So the Rad ladies often will play against Murder City and Light City. And the Adelaides often, not often, but as much as possible, will actually skate against the LCD men's team.
Okay.
Which is a fantastic competition. And this is Lexa being sent to the penalty box as well.
I think it was a cut.
So many jammer penalties this bout.
Okay, I think...
Binder Helen back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Lexa had lead.
Uh-huh.
So I think this is going to go the whole 2 minutes.
No Love Ninja giving her a bit of a rough time, but she is through.
Yeah, no lead.
Oh, fantastic sandwich blocking there. Viciousness pushes her blocker into Lexa, but she is super strong for a slight skater. Pushing that pack out, and she's through. No Love Ninja again. Popping out Binder Helen back. And Lex is around for another 4. There's been a panty pass.
Oh, there has been a panty pass. And we nearly said hello to Ebbs. Akushina really closely. Lexa takes a huge hit. Lexa isn't lead and just trying to call it off.
Lexa has forgotten that she's lost lead.
Is very lucky that she didn't get called for a penalty there.
Still going. Ebbs doesn't know what's going on.
No.
Keep on going, Ebbs.
She did hear a whistle and I think assumed it was the end of the jam.
Yep.
But Ebbs did grab some points, I think, on that pass just before. Yes. She got 4 points. That jam was a little confusing.
It was. And I wonder whether it's confusing for these girls skating because they are both purple and green, are they not?
Yes, they are.
It's always a bit confronting playing against someone in your own colour.
Yeah.
Oh, great footwork there.
That was very nice.
Nada Ninetails.
Yeah, we do have Executioner sent to the penalty bin.
Kitty Killer jamming again for Steel City.
Oh. That was a hop. Wasn't landed, but it was not successful.
She must have stepped into the inside of the track just that little bit. Harry Spotter in a great position to be able to see that. Through on the inside line for Nada Ninetails.
Yep.
Billy Goat Ruff nearly takes out the ref there in the middle.
It's happened a couple of times.
It's always fun when a ref goes down.
Kinda. I mean, they never fall. As long as they don't hurt themselves, it's funny.
Beautiful skating there. Execution is back on the track, holding the pack.
Yes.
Calling her.
Gives very good directions, does Executioner.
They pop out the the Witches skater.
Yeah. But
she heads back through, and that was a really nice little corridor up the middle.
It was. Kitty Killer. It's just making sure that she's got 4 points. Maybe she thought she had 5.
Yep.
No, Harry Spotter says no. It's 4.
We've got just under 13 minutes to play in this bout. It's the Witches of East Vic, 259 to Steel City Derby Dolls, 123. And who's called that one, Bricks?
Who's called that one? That is Purple, East Vic.
There is some questioning going on between the penalty, between the benches, rather.
Not really, not 100% sure, but there's some smiling.
The East Vic bench coach is out on the track having a bit of a chat.
Having a bit of a powwow.
Everyone figuring out what's going on. Dino says, that's enough. Let's get this game underway
Let's
again.
keep going.
Yep. It is 2 full packs, which is rare. 2 full
rare,
packs
this
and 2
game.
jammers.
Yeah.
Ref down on the inside momentarily.
Oh, back up.
Altered skates.
Yes.
Coming out second best. That's axe and hips with lead jammer. As
she came around, our corner, she was being pushed quite hard by the opposing team and just held on. Just held on to that corner. It's Viciousness doing what she does.
Being vicious.
Yes.
And I noticed that. Is that a belt that she's got around her waist?
I think it might be.
Is she harping back to the old style belt whip?
Yeah. I'm an arm whip person.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen a pants whip.
Yep.
I worry about my pants. That's why I go with arm whips.
They're not as well used as they used to be, but it's so exciting to see an arm whip.
It is.
It gets pretty carried away.
You get a really light jammer.
Yeah.
Throw them down the track.
Yeah.
It is pretty exciting.
But Viciousness, being a nice solid skater, would be a perfect person to take a belt whip off.
Yeah.
Kitty Killer tries to go for the outside line.
Head high.
Hits her in the face, and she's off the track. And that has almost got to be a foul out.
It would have to be close.
Cupcake through on the inside.
If we see if we see the NSOs having a bit of a powwow, we might know a bit more.
Yep. The last game I commentated had 2 foul outs.
Wow.
And an egregious hit, which got someone
really expelled.
So
that means leave the track, doesn't it?
That's right.
That means don't even sit down next to the track.
Stadium. Yeah.
Wow.
Cupcake, though, is looking to rack up the points.
Yeah.
Oh, she decides to take on Viciousness, though.
Bad idea.
Oh, dear.
You got to give it a go.
You do. Viciousness again. Working so well with Executioner.
Yeah.
They're definitely the standout blockers.
I've
for
noticed,
me.
they work really well together. You do often find your partner on track, don't you?
That's right.
Viciousness excellent with her positional blocking.
Yep.
Executioner backing it up by the looks.
And Viciousness also backing it up.
Because why not?
127 Steel City JB Dolls to the Witches 268. They've got a very healthy lead.
They do. How many? We've just under 10 minutes. Oh, wait a minute. I think that is a foul out. You called it.
Kitty Killer.
Yeah.
7 penalties and she's gone.
Yep.
And that is a real shame because she has been the most successful jammer for
I
Steel
think
City,
so, yeah.
despite the penalties.
Yeah, no, still racking up plenty of points. And you know what happens? It's thankfully that's why we have 7 penalties.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless, the when you do have the tournaments with the 20-minute halves, sometimes it gets knocked down to 5 penalties.
Viciousness gets a fantastic block on Altered Skates, who does a little pirouette. She is
She's got her eyes on her.
Look at that booty blocking. That's fantastic stuff. She's probably got another foot to push her out.
Yeah.
And done.
That's it.
Let's lead jammer to Altered Skates. And Axe and Hips comes through for the girls in green. And that is a timeout for
Steel City.
Steel City. Possibly to readjust their roster.
Yeah, I dare say. So they've got to take all the gear off. They can still sit here.
Yep.
In the crowd, but can't be on the bench at all.
Mm.
Once they're fouled out, sorry. I should have started the conversation with that.
And is that's a change to what it used to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it used to be completely leave the area.
Yep.
Similar to, a bad one. Where you get off the track.
What
completely.
tends to happen in the Adelaide League is if someone gets fouled out, they get given a beer which they have to scull. They sit down with the supporters. They get a big cheer.
Yep.
Everyone enjoys the showmanship, even though they're not applauding the penalties, obviously.
No. They're just giving the skater a bit of a high five, metaphorically.
Yep, that's right. And the Witches are ready to roll, but not necessarily the Steel City Rollers.
Yeah, I think that foul out may have thrown a bit of a spanner in the works.
I think so. And they've done the setup on each corner trick.
What is this trick? Tell me.
Well, I'm a bit confused because I would have thought if you set up at the back, you're looking for a split pack. They might be going to crush from both sides.
No.
Didn't quite work, but
no.
Billy Goat Rough gets a...
Is that what would normally happen, though, with a setup like that? Is
That's
you come
right.
in and... Okay.
Yeah, it still allows the jammer to choose which side she goes on.
Yeah, okay.
But it's supposed to be a double sweep from both sides.
Right, and in the middle. Okay. Bit of old school derby we're seeing.
It is. Nata Ninetails gets sent out of bounds. Back in again and meeting the tripod.
Yep.
Tripod and one extra.
Yeah.
Tripod on the floater, right?
Almost a four wall.
Yeah, that's right.
Which you don't see these days.
A multiplayer to the Witches and the Green Jammers.
We've
out
got
of
a
the
full
pack.
bin. I think that might have been a return to track.
Nata Ninetails seems a bit confused about what's going on too.
There's two purple blockers in the bin, and I think Billy Goat Rough went over there also.
And there wasn't enough room.
There wasn't enough room, so she got sent back to track. So she's sitting down now, but would she still have to serve that penalty?
I would think so, unless it wasn't actually a penalty. And
she got sent back because of no penalty.
They reconsidered.
Yeah.
This is Altered Skates again, who again tries to take on Viciousness.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
But like we said earlier, you've really got to give it a crack. It's not often, there's what's derby's good for. You can any size skater.
That's exactly right.
Is useful on the track.
Yep, for sure.
And there might be leagues who don't have the larger skaters, and they come up. Why not?
Yeah,
go for gold.
Altered Skater has been sent to the penalty box, which means that it's a Steel City Power Jam.
Power Jam, yes. And we have another purple skater in the bin.
Which is fantastic for Axe and Hips. Gets through on the inside line. She's looking a little bit buggered.
Yeah.
It's been a hard game, though.
Yeah, and again, they have had that game earlier.
Yep.
As well.
Executioner, again, giving some really good clearing.
I'll tell you what, Cinderella took that hit in a stride from Viciousness.
Yes. Altered Skates back on the track. And Ziggy Stardust. I was calling axe and hips the whole time. Sorry, Ziggy.
No, similar skating styles, I think, made that a little bit confusing.
Ziggy Starbuster.
Shiny pants.
Yes.
Okay, we've got a timeout. East Vic.
They are using up all of their timeouts.
Yeah.
All of their official reviews.
Slowing down the momentum.
5 minutes, 16 seconds to play in
Yep.
this bout. The Witches have still got a really, really healthy lead, more than 100 points on Steel City.
Mm.
But Steel City just coming off a really good jam of 15 points.
Yeah. And that's, that timeout could be quite strategic.
For sure. Executioner at the back having a bit of a chat to the jammer before she goes out. I think that's been to hell and back.
Discussing what they're going to have for dinner, quite possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a long day.
Yep.
And it is cold.
It is. Not sure whether they'll
You're
have
from
another
here
bite.
and you're cold.
Yeah, that's right. Not sure whether the Wollongong team will have another bout in the tournament.
I'm not sure if they lose because it is going on points, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we will have to check the scoreboard out here at the venue. I know those scores are being updated pretty regularly on the TGSS Facebook page.
That's right.
But yes, as you said, this could potentially be their last game.
Yep. Cupcake. Ooh, nearly getting lead jammer, but viciousness. That was vicious by viciousness. She gets sent off for a forearm.
Jack Spite did get sent to the bin again.
Binda Hellenbach's taken her panty off.
Yeah, just stashing it.
She did look to pass it, but...
Oh, no, wait, no. Pass.
And Executioner has it now.
You'll notice Ebbs doesn't jam that much, but she does she does like pivoting.
Yep. And Cupcake calls it off.
Yeah.
And she would be a great pivot because she is an aggressive skater, which is what you need when you get given that panty.
She is. And if she tells you something, you listen, basically.
Just a couple more jams in this bout as the pivot panty gets thrown in to Ziggy Starbuster.
Timeout? Maybe?
Another
official timeout?
The refs are just having a bit of a think about something.
Somebody else fouling out?
Could be.
Sorry for the dead air, folks. We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
The girls are all ready?
Yeah. East Vic's basically in their stance ready to go.
The head ref is having a chat to everyone. Viciousness looking to re-enter the track.
Itching to get back on the track.
She is. It's 3 blockers a pack in this particular jam. They're all having a bit of a chat at the line.
Yeah, why not?
Altered Skater up against...
Altered Skates. I think it is.
Rather. I'm just calling them what I think they should be called.
I'm just making up stuff. It's cool.
Altered Skates. But it is Axe and Hips who makes her way through first. And she calls it off straight away. Good move.
Smart move.
It has been a really great bout.
It has been. I've quite enjoyed watching this one and commentating it with you, obviously.
Oh, thanks, Bricks.
Aww.
Me too.
No, it has been quite fun. Not over yet, though. But
3 minutes 20 to go.
yeah, look, there's been a lot of penalties, but they've been good ones. If you know what I'm saying, like it's kind of been just not easy penalties.
Yep. I mean, they're penalties that are getting called from probably lack of technique.
Yeah,
as opposed to out of play penalties and splitting the pack penalties.
Yeah, true.
And those penalties that aren't worth it in
no,
any
very
capacity.
soft penalties. Like I don't think I've seen a destruction at pack.
Yep.
Which is good. That's a good sign.
Yep.
It means everybody's on the ball when they get told no pack.
Means everyone is giving 110%.
Yeah. Yep. And if you have a super clean game, sometimes that might not be a sign.
You know what I mean? Hard enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. One or two.
Yeah, that's it. Dred Zeppelin, though, is jamming really well this particular jam.
Ziggy Starbuster does look a little bit like she needs a nap.
It's been a really hard game.
It has.
And she's been jamming a lot.
Yes.
Some dodging and a weaving by
nice hit
by
there.
Dred Zeppelin, and she gets the end of viciousness.
Yes. And it wasn't even it didn't look like a big hit. But
No.
I think it was just a good hit. Smart hit.
She's a strong skater.
Yeah.
11 points to 6 in that jam.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes.
Likely to be the last jam of the game.
Yeah.
It's Cupcake up against... Yeah, before she pops out of the pack.
That is Axe and Hips.
Axe and Hips. Nada Ninetails gives a little bump on the inside, slows her down a little bit.
Someone not happy with being sent to the bin.
Raven Waller, I think. Great cut being called.
Ra saw that.
Ra calls the penalty. But it's correct.
It was correct. I dare say Mr. Spot would have seen that before.
Yes.
It was called by Ra.
And with Jack Spite in the penalty box, there's just 2 witches blockers out on the track.
Yeah.
So you would expect that they would give a little bit of assistance.
Yeah. You would think.
Cupcake goes for the outside line.
Finding no joy.
Cuts back in, and she's looking to push them out of play.
Yep, and I think...
Nice work.
Yeah.
Axe and Hips, though, back on track. Needs to beat one, and she does. Gets past Ra. Cupcake.
Ooh.
Destruction.
Nice.
Leaves destruction in her wake.
Yeah.
But gets past Scarlet Letter.
Bodies everywhere.
And the period clock is done and dusted, which means that is the end of this bout.
Yeah, unofficial score at the stage. We've got Steel City on 148 and Witches of East Vic on 315. Tell you what, that name is really close to me saying the other one.
It is, it is. And do we have the final whistle just
There
yet?
we go. That is the final official score. Witches of Eastwick coming out on top for this one. Please,
315 to 148.
Please continue to tune in for the live coverage. Thank you.
Thank you.
Philistine. Just
whatever
call you
you like. Whatever
Philly.
you like.
Philly. Okay,
That'll
Philly's
do.
fine. I've been Bricks.
I've been Philly.
Thank
See you later.
Goodbye.